up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festa 67's workshop. Welcome to issue 52 of Build Your Own Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 from the year 1967 from our good old mates DeAgostini, folks. So what have we got for you today? First up, if you'd like to grab this, head over to this link all the way along there. That will take you to DeAgostini's website. It's also clickable in the description below, and you can build along with me, folks. We've got the Shelby story. This was the new Cobras, looking rather mean and moody there, isn't it? Hey? Looking rather sleek there with its side pipes and speed stripes. This was all the different anniversary editions that have been out over the years. This is what we're doing today. We're putting the suspension arms on our Mustang, so we'll need our chassis section from before, so we can start putting that in place. We've then got all the front parts going in. We've got the front wheels and stub axles going on, so we're going to be putting them in place today. So you need to hunt out your wheels. Mine are just in a box to my left there, so we'll be needing them today. And it shows you how they're going in place, folks, okay? And this is what we're going to end up with today. We're going to have the bottom parts of the axles in place on the suspension, ready for the top parts to go in at a later stage, okay? Evel Knievel, stunt riding superstar. Now, I remember Evel Knievel from when I was a child. I used to have the toy, the wind-up motorbike that used to scoot off. And this guy, he was the quintessential daredevil of his day. And I remember him at Wembley falling off there, but he had some terrible crashes and injuries. But he was a daredevil, wasn't he? So, yes. So there you go. This was 1975 at Wembley. God, I was such a youngster then. Here's some of his bikes, which was his favourite motorcycle. Sadly, he's no longer with us, bless him. Died in 07, bless his heart. But yeah, what an entertainer he was. This is the Beja 1000, great competition there. Yeah, there you go. So it's also giving it the beans there in the desert. This is the interior cockpit, all stripped down and bare essentials in there. But yeah, can imagine that, gunning around in the desert. It must be a laugh, I must admit. Like the Dakar rally in it back in its day was a thing. Like so. Right, let's bring these arms in. And they're going to go somewhat like so in there. And they've got a peg that goes in place, folks, okay, which is 52E, which is what we want, folks, okay. So I just want to make sure that these sit right and look okay before I then put the pins in. It's going to sit something like so. So we got these have got a little knurled part on there, so we want to slide these through like so, straight through into there, and then it comes through the other side. Okay, I'm actually going to do that off the model. For me, I think that'll be more easier. So let's just pop that back off. There you go. That's what it's telling us. Let's drop that back in place. Bring that in. Screw that in place now. Bingo. So much easier doing that off the car. So I should do the same with the other one. Just my personal preference, folks. Works better for me. And that's saying DS12 in the front there. I might as well pop that in. There you go. I'm going to drop that one off and do this the same way. Right. We can then grab that post. That is going in that way up, which means that is coming in that way. It's going in like that. That be the theory. Let's line that up. Line that up with its hole, like so. Let that come through the other side. And then we can engage that by using the big grippers or grippiness. Like so. And then we can see whether we can get that further under. Like that. Bingo. What we want. Right. Let's put this back into place now. Like so. Let's bring the screw in like this. There. Then we'll put that up in there, just like so. That should give us our arms. There you go, folks. So we got the screws in place, and we got little baby screws to go in a minute. And there's a trick I use for them. It's then asking us to bring these into situ, folks. Okay, and these go in place, and then there's a little PS11 screw as well that we need. Okay, so let's get those and line them up. And they basically are going up underneath here, like a little horseshoe that go over this end. Okay, so you've got a tab on one side and a tiny little hole that you need the PS12 screws in. Now be mindful that these PS screws are very, very, very tiny. So what I tend to use is I use my gripper to hold the screw in place. So I'm just looking to line these up like so. And whilst I'm holding that in place, I've got my screws in this, okay, because they're very, very tiny. So I can use that to start the screw off, then release it, and then the screwdriver will do the rest for me, folks. Okay, very, very fiddly little screws then, and for me that could end in disaster, but that's gone straight in there. See, I've got another one to do. There's the tinsy wincy little screw, and this has got a little clamp or claw on it. See? That comes out, and that'll hold my screw in situ. I put the screw in there, and then I use that just to give a couple of turns, and then when the screw releases, I'm happy to go then. I'm just going to do the same the other side. That little bracket is so fragile. Right, and then start that off by going in. Then we can get the screwdriver in. There you go. And then home that all the way in, just like so. Like that. That makes my life easier, folks. Right, so that's them done. We should then be looking at attaching the front wheels. Yeah, so we'll grab those, grab our wheel assemblies, and we'll start putting them in, folks. And they're going in with DS12s and DS25s, okay? Bring the wheels in, telling us we want that wheel, that side, and that wheel this side. That's what it's telling me. So we want DS12 and DS25. I think a DS12 first. A little bit of lube on there. Like that. Get them out of the way. And then we want to be able to see what we're doing, don't we, Colin? I'll tell you what. Let's make my life easier. Pull the wheel off. And do it that way, Carl. Look at that. So much easier, folks, isn't it? So much easier with the wheel off. Right, let's just pop that in there. Throw that in there, like so. Get it in fully in. Excuse the woody woodpecker syndrome. There you go. And then we want the silver screw for the steering rack. Let's lift that up, engage that in there. So much easier. And then we can home that then. There you go. Now it's going to be a little rickety and a little wobbly until we get the upper suspension arms in, so bear that in mind, peeps. Now we can pop our wheel back on, because this side is now finitoed. So make sure you get your key engaged. Like so. We've got our wheel in situ. That's one done. We can now do the same on this side. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take my wheel off of the stub axle. Just makes my day a little easier. Pop the screw on there. And then grab our DS12 screw. A little bit of oil. And then do the same as what we did before. And then we can drop the other front wheel back on then. So let's grab that. do a complete 180 so that I can then engage this other wheel, folks. I've got the key at 12 o'clock. Same with that wheel. And then just spin it until the wheel homes. And there you go. So that is that all done. All I've also done is I've been in and just popped that little pipe off mine because I'm worried that that will get damaged. So I shall return and put that on at a later issue, folks. But for the moment, that is where we're up to today. We got the steering rack all in. That does its turny, as you can see. That'll stiffen up once we've got all of the other suspension components in. We can go in then and work our magic. But that is doing what it needs to do. Don't forget, if you want to build this and grab this for yourself, head over to this link all the way along here. Take out a subscription and you can be building along with me. Also, to help me out, you can click the little fester in the corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be immensely grateful. And ring the bell whilst you're there. You'll be notified of future content. So, I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Stay safe and well. Bye-bye for now.